What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for coming to my page and checking this video out. I know it's been a really long time since I've posted one, so I just wanted to kind of get back onto it again and really help you guys out. So go ahead and have a watch and leave me some feedback at the bottom when you're done. Tools are very important to me. They're always very dusted off during, before, and after the haircut process. The reason behind this is that it helps me from getting hair splinters as I'm working through the haircut. The main clipper brand that I use is Babyliss Pro. In this video, I will only be using one to three tools, and I will explain in a different video what I usually use and why I use it. This is by far my favorite straight blade holder. This is an Irving Barber Company brand. What I really love is the dial that holds the blade in place. It's also magnetic, which allows it not to fall out of place when I'm loading it in. And the tighter that it holds, I feel like I get a little bit more control and sturdiness from it. I'm going to quickly go through the top. This is already past the sectioning section, so I will just time-lapse this part to get through it really quickly because I want to talk a little bit more about the blending on the side. Okay, let's freeze here real quick. I'm going to start the side by debulking with a number 2. And whatever size it is that you end up using, just make sure that is your stopping point of where you'd like to end up. And that usually helps me in this technique to make sure that I don't lose a lot of contrast towards the top or any kind of weight that I'm trying to create as far as shape. I'm going to speed through right here, and you can kind of see what my initial guideline is. So whatever shape that first guideline I create, that is the same consistent shape that I will follow all the way up until I blend the last line towards the top. Now I will use my furrow shaver to remove all the hair off at the bottom. Following that first guideline step, I'm now going to create my next blending zone using a clipper with no guard, and I have it all the way open to follow the same guideline shape, and I'm going to blend that completely right back down again. What this also does for me is that it allows me to not keep chasing my lines higher. Since I started with a number 2 guard, now I'm going to work with my 1.5 and start blending downwards from the top. I really take my time when I'm doing these blending zones, just because the more consistent I can make them, the cleaner they appear to be. I continue to keep blending down, so after my 1.5 guard, I go into my 1 and then my half guard until the middle line blends out completely. There's a technique called zero gapping, which a lot of barbers do to their tools, and what that does is that it makes our trimmers a lot sharper and closer when we're doing edge ups. I'll do another video another time explaining and learning how to adjust different tools. As you can see here, I'm going through all the line work with a trimmer first, and then I'm going to follow it up with a razor blade. This is always completely optional, and I leave it up to my clients with the option to get it really, really sharp or just leave it a little bit more of a natural shape up. In this next part, this is styled with texture powder and then finished off with a soft clay. So now this wraps up my first tutorial in a while. One of the very common techniques that I typically use on a day-to-day basis. I will definitely go over other techniques as well as time goes on. Thank you guys so much for spending your time here and watching this video. I hope it was helpful.